It looks like gold has fell below $1,200. It's the lowest it's been since August 3rd, 2010, I believe, 3 years. So, the six largest bullion banks were net long gold as of May 2013, and yet it still went to a slightly lower level than it has been in the crash of April 2013. So, what does that mean? But you know what I'm looking at is not the whole, just that. I'm looking at oil. Oil is actually at 98.63 on a WT West Texas, right? On a West Texas, and you know it's approaching. It's going up. It's approaching 100. That I believe is more due to possible. Well, it's talk of what's going on in the Middle East. You know, there's more tensions going on in the Middle East. Actually, I'm going to tell you this. You know, bad news bear here, but I'm going to tell you this, is that, you know, for the future, if you want to really look at plain common sense, we're going to have wars over oil and religion. Plain and simple. Maybe not so much wars that the United States starts over oil, because we are fairly independent energy-wise. When you put the United States and Canada together, and now Australia's coming on very strong, it's probably going to be China starting a war over oil. And we're going to defend Japanese territory. You know? So I'm just saying this because you know what's going to happen in the future. During times of uncertainty and high oil prices, gold goes way the hell up. It does. There's no doubt about it. And, you know, I'm not playing day trader here because I know the mood has been negative. And with taper, it should have brought it down a little more, and I guess it did. Now, Warren Buffett, I just read that he made $37 million a day in 2013. Is he worth it? Hell no. He's a crusty old codger, man. $37 million a day. Now, this is one reason, you know, I kind of like, even though I'm more in the accounting finance field, I've totally gotten away from it because I'm like totally, well, I'm not totally gotten away from it, but I won't work for people like that anymore. Period. I don't work for Warren Buffett or nothing, but I won't work for him. Period. Because I don't want to see them get the money. I opt out of the system all the way. Now, I've never been a gold hoarder. You know, I'm not a gold stacker. You know, I'm more like silver and palladium. So, actually, I opted more for palladium back when everybody was... nobody's talking about palladium. It's too small. The hell with it, man. I'll do it. People do what they want. You know, I bought palladium under $200 spot, and I stacked as much palladium practically as silver. So, I don't know. What do I know? I never liked gold because I think gold is going to actually be the ultimate bubble, though. It'll play out. It's not something that's a short-term hold. You know, George Soros has given us. He's flat out. He's being cute. You know, a few years ago, he says gold is the ultimate bubble. He's talking about the future. Mark Faber knows what they're talking about. But they're playing, it takes a while. It takes a while. But when it gets legs is usually during global tensions. Global tensions usually is in the Middle East. You know, what I'm looking at, though, is I'm looking at the oil prices going up. You know, 98.63 on the WTI, right, as of right now we speak. You know, you're not going to see the metals crash really bad, like to, you know, ridiculously low prices. I know gold lost a few percent today, but you're not going to see it go down to like below 1,000 and all this kind of crap if oil's going up, you know, pushing 100, you know, on a WTI. It don't happen that way, man. It just don't. You know, you'd have to see oil like 75 or below. I don't see that happening. I don't see that happening. So, you know, but I never really liked gold too much, to tell you the truth. I like palladium a hell of a lot better. And I know people argue with me left and right about that way back when. And, you know, I don't give a damn. Actually, I think palladium is going to be worth more than gold in the future by far. But, you know, they can't make it illegal. They can't control it. The thing is, with palladium, I mean, you got it where 60% of the use is in catalytic converters on cars. You know, I mean, you could stack catalytic converters, and you know what? there's a market, you could sell them no problem. You can invest in catalytic converters and resell them. You can store your wealth in catalytic converters. You know? You're going to say, oh, you can't have that? Yeah, get the hell out of here. That's not going to happen. They could do that maybe with gold someday. But they're not doing it right now at these price levels. Not at all. Not at all. See, I was a little bit aware that there's a lot more gold supplies out there than people think, but still, there's way more money out there in derivatives than there is gold. You know, you're talking not billions or trillions, you're talking quadrillions. It's ridiculous. And you know, to even say Warren Buffett made $37 million a day, you know, in 2013. Really? Really? You know what? It's a freaking number. It's a number. Yeah, the guy could buy anything he wants, but the problem is, it's all on paper in a lot of ways. I mean, yeah, he supposedly owns all this stuff, but then again, it's a contingent upon a lot of other things too. It's contingent upon the economy moving along and having a middle class that's going to buy his crap, you know, or have, you know, even if he owns railways or whatever it is, that all depends upon how robust the economy is, you know. But like I do know that a lot of times people on the top, they make the most wealth by capital gains. And you know what I'm thinking right now is they're buying up gold. They are. They are. It's when the people when gold goes well over $2,000 and people screaming at the sky's falling and it hits a new record, they'll be dumping it on you. That's for sure. That's for sure. It's, you know, there's some stuff out there. I've seen prior indications though that somebody bought a hell of a lot of options that gold would be going up to $3,000 an ounce by 2015. So, you know, the thing is, it's something like you don't freaking look at it every day. And, you know, I tell you the truth, I never really bought much into gold. Palladium. And, you know, that's the only thing that really played out so far. I don't know. Actually, what I think with palladium, though, just like with oil, it's going to go way the hell up because Vladimir Putin in Russia has a vested interest in pushing it way up. You know, this is where I actually see gold going way up because where we're going to have major conflicts, it may not be in the Middle East. It's probably going to be with China starting it, and it's going to be over oil. And if there's global tensions over oil, there's going to be a major price spike in oil. And with a major price spike in oil, gold is going to fly. That's all there is. That's all there is to it. And do not, you know, buy the BS by Vladimir Putin because he would love $250 a barrel oil prices. You know, even though the Russian scientists and Russian engineers are some of the brightest geniuses on the earth, and they probably know about 0 point Tesla energy left and right, the guy on the top, Vladimir Putin, will not allow it because it'll kill his business. You know I'm saying something unpopular because a lot of people think this, but I'm telling you the reality behind it. There's big bucks power that wants oil to go sky high, and oil is not going to go sky high with gold staying down at this level. Like gold and oil, especially when oil freaking runs high, or gold is going to fly upward. So, and also this damn BS about taper. It's cosmetic taper. It's contingent upon this. It's not a guarantee. It's not even much taper. You know, this is like what I figured was going to happen. They're going to do some taper talk. They're going to talk about maybe a tiny bit of taper. Maybe they'll do a little bit of taper. And then they'll find out it ain't going to work. And guess what? But like I said, you know, one indicator that's going to come out there big time is going to be the retail sales during Christmas time. We shall see what happens. I'm guessing, you know, I'm like, you know, it's not really a guess because I'm looking at all these other facts. I don't think a lot of people have big disposable income to throw down like a lot of money on all kinds of Christmas gifts during this retail holiday season coming up. And those numbers are going to come out, and you're going to look at them, and guess what? QE out the window. But QE is not actually helping the price of gold. What QE is doing is keeping the bonds afloat. and it's keeping the big banks afloat. That's what's going on. It's not actually, they're not, if big, Ben Bernanke was helicopter Ben, he stimulated the economy by throwing money out the helicopter. Actually, you would see the price of gold go way to hell up, but he doesn't do that. It's an exclusive group. That's what's going on. But I just said, my message is a little bit different from the rest because I'm at war with those guys, man. That's the way it is, and the way to freaking be at war with them is opt out of the freaking system. Because you look at somebody like Warren Buffett. What use is that cockroach to the rest of humanity? Nothing. He can't do anything. I mean, if you told this guy to come over to your house and put some roofing material on, or to put some siding on the house, or recoat the driveway or something like that, or put fertilizer down, or he can't do nothing. He can't do nothing. So I got to tell you, man. The way to freaking fight these guys to opt out of the system. So, I'm not going to go buy more gold, though. Actually, silver, I'd buy more if it gets down to 18. I'd buy more there. I don't know if it is, though, to tell you the truth. Silver's a crazy animal. Palladium, I'm not going to buy at this price. I don't know what palladium's going to do, but like I said, I think Vladimir Putin doesn't want palladium to drop much, and I think they got, it's not just him. There's a little cartel back there. I think they're going to I think eventually palladium is going to be worth more than gold, and maybe even more than platinum. So, it hasn't been doing much lately. It did good over the last few years, but it hasn't been doing much lately. But, there's too much going for it in a lot of ways. And I always put links about palladium down on the bottom of the information box and in all my videos because, it's something a lot of people have been missing a boat on. You talk about gold, you talk about silver, I mean, the real problem with palladium is it's not been minted as coins or used as money, except in Russia. And it's never really, it's a newer metal that's been recently discovered in the 1800s. It doesn't have all this antiquity going behind it, but that don't mean it's not going to be worth US dollars and greenbacks of an astronomical value later on. So, look at everything. But, what I expect, though, where gold is going to fly is going to be caught due to war. And, it may not be to deal with Iran. It may be more with China. They're, right now, since they changed their airspace and stuff like that, the U.S. is actually the U.S. military has already went, or the Pentagon, or whatever the hell it was, has already went to Congress about drawing up more plans to fight China in the future, really soon, actually, maybe, because they're freaking, they're exercising their muscle and clout, If that happens, you think gold is going to be at a low? Hell no. Not in a million years. That's what happens. So, anyway, gold is like the gold lining in bad times. Yeah, that's what happens. So, anyway, silver, though, still up over 19. I don't know. I got enough silver, man. I'm not going to keep buying it crap. And, I so advise people before you even buy 1 ounce of silver, you buy yourself lots of freaking food, energy, supplies, and you do a little bit of strategic prepping, because silver is more like, extra. And, but if silver does drop down to 18 again, I'll probably buy more. No doubt about it, man. So, anyway, just keep with the faith. And, when people are looking at these cockroaches like, I don't like this guy. I don't like Warren Buffett. I don't like Bill Gates, Carlos Slim Fat Boy, whatever his name is, the other guy. I don't like any of those people, man. It's like, I don't want to deal with that kind of stuff. I don't like those kind of people because they're cockroaches. They're useless. And, I'm going to say something else out here because I don't know if I should throw this in on here, but I will. A lot of people, they get mad at Jewish people, right, because they do well in business. I'm going to tell you something, man. And this is a fact. This is a fact. I'm not telling you some bullshit. You know why Jewish people do, Warren Buffett's not Jewish. I think Bill Gates is or something, but whatever. But Gates is a lot better than the other guy that came in later. But anyway, you know why Jewish guys do good in business? Because they work hard. They got hard work ethics. They work 7 days a week. They work to succeed, and they're intelligent. All right? I know, I just got a lot of people pissed off. But you know what? That's a fact. That's a fact. That's a fact. That's a fact. So, I don't like dwelling on it too much of that. But there's a lot of this garbage around the internet that there's these big conspiracies out there. But, it's like Vladimir Putin with his $50 billion, he got it because he's a good KGB man, basically, an FSB, He knows how to put the thumbs down on people, too, right? That's how he got his money, right? Anyway, just want you to stick with your investments. And, I've been hearing about people selling off silver for Bitcoins, and I'm like, don't do that, Actually, all those currencies all took a hit because of the Chinese, what they did. And actually, I heard now they had some coin out there they call it doggy coins. Doggy coins. You believe that? So I'm wondering, maybe they're going to have cat coins. If that's the case, anyway, I'm not going to get on that with that, cat coins. Those things are ridiculous, man. But like I said, it's like you got to stick with what's real. And, these cockroaches, they think they got a lot of money in the bank, but you never know. You never know. Things can change very fast. And, you got to concentrate on your own deal. Not look at, what Warren Buffett's doing, because I can care less what Warren Buffett's doing. I don't like the guy. What Rockefeller's doing, what Bill Gates is doing. I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn about none of that. Actually, I pretty much know that you can, not use all these big guys' products and opt out of a lot of stuff and basically starve right at the root. Right at the root. Because believe me, these guys' money don't grow out of nowhere. It grows from a lot of pennies from a lot of people when you add it up. That's where it comes from. You have to actually starve them at the root. And the way to do that is to be independent. Is to be independent as possible. Anyway, as far as buying gold, I think gold's expensive. I don't like gold for that reason. I wouldn't be buying it even at this rate because I never really liked it that much. I bought more palladium for that reason. But it turned out, actually, I think, even though palladium hasn't dropped that much, if I was going to say a buy recommendation, and I don't know this for a fact, like I'm a guru of the future, but I would still prefer buying palladium, even though it hardly dropped, over gold. Because long range, palladium is going to be worth more than gold at some point. That's what's going to happen. I'm pretty damn sure of it. It's way more rare than gold, and almost all of it gets used up every year. Even though they got more and more recycling, most of it's consumed and gone forever. And there ain't that much in the world, and it's too damn essential. Especially with all the pollution requirements with catalytic converters. And hybrid cars use more palladium than, actually regular cars because of all the electronics. So even at this level where gold dropped this low, I'd rather have a couple ounces of palladium than an ounce of gold. That's just how I think. I don't know, I could be wrong, but that's just how I think, man. So anyway, if gold dropped, I don't really care, to tell you the truth. I'm more concerned with silver and palladium and oil. The other reason I never got a lot of gold is because I'm afraid of the confiscation garbage too. I can't see them, they're going to confiscate palladium. They're going to freaking be sawing off catalytic converters off of cars and say the government needs it. You know what I mean? Can you imagine that? That ain't going to happen. That ain't going to happen. So anyway, keep the faith, and don't worry about the BS numbers out there, because the only way to freaking starve the beast is right at the root. Right at the root, man. You don't participate in any of that garbage at all. And that's just the game I play all the way.